Okay, today we're doing compositions, functions, and inverse functions. How can compositions, functions, and inverse functions be useful in solving problems? Okay, so function composition occurs when a function is composed into another function. So this is actually read f composed with g of x, okay? And this is read f of g of x, but they're pretty much the same thing, but they're written differently depending on what problem, where you see the problem, maybe the SAT, SBAC, so it just depends. So let's look at some examples here. So f of x equals 5x and g of x equals x squared plus 1. So it's read, remember, f composed g of x. All right. So in this problem, we want to, I usually just kind of like to rewrite it. So f composed with g of x, I like to rewrite it like this: f of g of x. Okay. I'm just gonna make this red. So this is going to be g of x here. And we know f of x is 5x, so I'm just going to say 5x. And what we're really going to do is substitute that in for x. We know g of x is equal to x squared plus 1. So I'm going to say this is x squared plus 1. So x squared plus 1. And I'm just going to substitute that in for x there. So it's going to be f, which is, it's going to be 5 times x squared plus 1. Now all you do is distribute. So it'll be 5 times x squared, which is 5x squared plus 1. Oh, not 1. 5 times 1 is 5. So, and that's f composed with g of x, or f of g of x. That's it. Let's look at an example here. The next one. Line. So here we're saying g composed with f of 2. So I'm just going to kind of rewrite this: g composed with f of 2. Okay. Now, we know g of x is what? G of x is x squared plus 1. Okay. But the thing is, we need to know what f of 2 is. So we actually have to find what f of 2 is. So to do that, you can just find f of 2 over here. I'm going to do it at the bottom here. So f of 2. But we know f of x is 5x. So I'm just going to substitute that in for x here. So it'll be 5 times 2, or 10. And I'm just going to rewrite this. So we know f of 2 is just 10. So all we have to do is say, well, we know f of 2 is 10. I should have used red for this, sorry, but it's too late now. So g of f of 2 is g of 10. Then we just substitute it in for x there. So it'll be 10 squared, which is just 100, plus 1, or just 101. So g composed with f of 2, or you can say g of f of 2 is equal to 101. And just like this one over here, and f of x equals to x squared plus 5x. No, 5x squared plus 5, sorry. So in the next video, I want you to try that one, okay?